Hi, welcome. Yet again, my goofy ass is up here doing yet another movie review. This time, as you can see by the title, it's for Halloweentown High. Not the worst Halloweentown, but as bad as I'll go. I will not be reviewing the fourth Halloweentown movie. It doesn't exist. We don't know her. We don't know her. All right? Also, this is another thing I just wanted to add. Just real quick. I've noticed that I am the if I'm not the only one, there are very few black people that reviewed this movie for a good reason. I think niggas just together made a pact to just not talk about this. Cause wow, they went down bad on this one. Like, I can't even fucking lie to you. They went down bad as hell. Like, this shit, the quality, the direction, it just was really wild. And to think, so here's the thing, before I get into the third movie and just start like going on that, because I have notes here, you know what I'm saying? We are prepared on this day. Don't play with us, okay? Before I get into all that, I realized I didn't even introduce myself. So what it is, what's up? It's Sidno. If you're new here, hi. This is me. This is me. This is what I do. I do reviews from time to time. I make other content from time to time. If you want to get into my channel, go ahead. It's right there. You're already here. You're already here right now. Why don't you just pick up the phone and dial SIHDNO, get you into this channel and find out what suits you, okay? The last movie review I did was Loquisha. If that sounds interesting to you, which I don't know what that says about you as a person. It's there. I don't know if I can put it in like an iCard. I don't know how to do that. If I can, it will be up here. If not, I'll put it in the description box. Cause wow, that movie is fucking trifling. Like, whoa. Here's another. Did I just discuss about me being the only black person doing this? Ooh, I gotta stop smoking, y'all. So anyways, with all that out of the way, let's get into why I feel Halloweentown High was so shitty, right? As we can see, it's a trauma unpacking as well, so we'll get into all these things. So, going from like the second to the third, right? I don't want to discuss the first one because I feel like that's too far. That one was kind of too good to kind of try and compare that with the third one, you know? But getting into from the second to the third, right? I did my research. Like I said, I went on IMDb and I looked up the cast and crew. More specifically the crew, right? The people who are behind the scenes working on like the sound, lights, shit like that. I focused on 4 categories: direction, writing department, sound department, and costume department. Because I feel like in those 4 areas specifically, I noticed the most decline. And it turns out, going from Halloweentown 2 to Halloweentown 3, it was clearly bitches were getting cut off, bitches were getting budget cutted, you know, either people were being completely removed from the movie and replaced, or departments were getting dwindled. So it was like there was just less manpower and different manpower. So that already just does not really bode well for girls. Like, it, you know, here's the thing, here's the fucked up part about this all. Halloweentown had so much goddamn promise. Like, they were about to introduce knights and shit. Like, they were talking about witch hunters. Like, this shit, it was giving us professional different areas. Like how Mimi had that sex tape. It was professional, like different areas. They had the shower bar, and you know what I'm saying? Like, there were things to look forward to, and I just feel like it failed on so many of those things. Now let me explain the plot for y'all if y'all are not privy to Halloweentown High like that. So far in the story, we have just finished beating Calabar's son, and Marnie and her family have opened up the portal for Halloweentown to exist beyond just Halloween night. So now we can have a story where we delve into the everyday lives of these people without having to rely on it only being Halloween. So that was like kind of the focus of this movie, was kind of showing the everyday life of the high schooler that is Marnie Piper and her family, and how she is now dealing with the trials and tribulations of Halloweentown, not accepting the fact that this portal is so open. you know, that was a cute concept. You know, it gave me very much, I feel like an allegory for this movie is the concept of like xenophobia. If you think of how xenophobia, you are kind of shunning a different group of people who come into a new space. You know, it's like how, you know, we people in this country, immigrants are treated in this country in America. The same concept for how humans were treating Halloweentown citizens. It's the same concept to me. I think it's a great analogy for the concept of xenophobia and just how fucked up it can get. You know what I'm saying? Because here you go, bitches are now trying to hunt the girls down. So, like I said, they opened the portal up to everyone, and Marnie and her family are now responsible for reporting to the Halloweentown Council, which it's interesting. This is the first time we've ever heard about there being a council. In the first movie and the second movie, there were mayors. There were mayors of Halloweentown. Who's the council? Like, where are these bitches come from? Why are there some bitches with like 6 arms? Why are there some bitches that are mummies? Why are there some bitches? Like, where are they coming from? Like, who created the council? What's tea? They never explained that. So off rip, it was like, what the fuck? And so Marnie has to report to the council, and she has to state her claim as to why they should keep the portal open, because all the girls are like, Earth is ghetto, we're not doing this. So she basically has to be like, no, the girls should keep it open, you know what I'm saying? We should be able to kiki with the Halloweentown sweeties for as long as we want to, because that's just our business. And they're like, well, since you got your degree, you know every motherfucking thing, how about you show us how swell these humans are treating us? So she's like, okay, cool. Let's get the girls here. Let's bring them to my school. You know what I'm saying? And we'll do up and we'll do the do, and we'll see what's the tea. At the same time, like I said, there was witch hunters abound, right? So, quote unquote witch hunters. I'm gonna be spoiling this movie because it's over a decade old. If you haven't seen it by now, I don't know what to tell you. I don't have anything for you, my good sis. I have nothing for you. So anyways, there was like supposed witch hunters that were supposed to be attacking them because they didn't want the Halloweentown people anywhere near Earth. They were like, keep them hoes over there, like, period. Like, we stomp hoes out that don't look like us, that don't talk like us, period. And if you have a problem with that, get into this sword action, and that's all we have to say, right? So that's what we're dealing with in this movie. Strange how they decided to go on this route, considering the last movie ended with like a I'll be back type energy. It was like, he never came back. That nigga never came back. It's like, okay, whatever. So here we are, right? I want to get into the characters. Kimberly J. Brown, who played Marnie Piper, has played Marnie Piper up until the 4th movie. Amazing job. I think when it comes to main character energy, she possesses that. She possesses main character energy. Never once was I watching that movie, seeing her in a scene, not thinking that she didn't belong. You know, it just felt very commonplace for her to just take leadership role. And she was reading the girls down. In the first movie, in that first scene, she read her mother down. She was like, you're a boring bitch. Like, that's why you don't do Halloween, you dusty, ugly, stinking bitch. Like, no one likes you. That's why you ain't got no man. Like, really read her mother down. And so from that moment, I had to stand. I had to be a supporter of that energy. And again, she is just delivering her delivery in terms of her, what they call that shit, script? I guess that's what they call it. Her lines, delivering her lines. Spot on. I feel like she has great facial expressions. She can act really well with her face. She's one of those actresses that can act really well with her face, which I do appreciate. Then we have Emily Rosk. Hope, again, Caucasian last names, butchering them. I try not to. Emily Rosk. She played Sophie, which, let's get into Sophie for a second. If Sophie didn't exist, there would be no Halloweentown, there would be no witchcraft, there would be no more magic, there would be no more niggas in Halloweentown to get mad at the fact that the portal's open, period. The only reason why, I'm not gonna get into the first movie, but I feel like there was so much that Sophie deserved that she never got. which is unfortunate because I feel like she was such a backbone. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna get into this one scene. In the first movie, when Marnie had that little Merlin's orb shit and she couldn't remember the spell, Sophie was like, oh, I got the girls. This is what I call music. Big Diga Ma, Big Diga Fear, North Big, period. And that's the energy she gave. You know what I'm saying? She never forgot. She's always been in the know, right? As opposed to her fuck-ass brother, Dylan, who has been a consistent thorn in my spirit for as long as those movies have existed. That actor's name is Joey Zimmerman. Now, I have nothing for Joey Zimmerman. I have nothing to say on him. I don't know him like that. But I do know that Dylan Piper deserves no peace. He's just a little boy that deserved nothing. It's interesting how they gave him more lines than Sophie. One, I found that very interesting. And two, they always tried to give him some sort of, like in this movie in particular, they did the worst. They tried to give him a love interest, but they failed to kind of understand that he has internalized xenophobia. The fact that he even, it's like, bitch, like, my thing is this. Why would they allow this boy so close to any of the Halloweentown creatures? He clearly does not like them. He has no respect for them. We see in a scene where he is with one of the characters who's a pink troll. I didn't even get into their names because they're really non-existent to the story. I mean, their presence is more so what's being given, more so than their actual character. Like they're not given anything for us to care about, right? So one of the foreign exchange students in this program that Marnie is running to show the Halloweentown girls that they can too kiki with the humans, is a troll girl. Forgot her name. Sweet girl. Nice gowns, beautiful gowns. Just not memorable enough for me. They try to make them a thing. And when he finds out that she's a pink troll, which, let me backtrack a little bit. Everyone in that family at this point knows that they're all witches, right? Like I told you, they opened the portal to Halloweentown. So they clearly know that there's some witches, there's witchcraft, that this stuff exists. Dylan himself has been to Halloweentown already. He has seen the variety of creatures that exist within Halloweentown. For him to be so shocked that a bitch could be a troll is crazy to me. Like, he really was giving like, you're a troll, you're a troll. It's like, bitch, you're a loser. You're dusty, you're ugly, you're crusty. Like, how dare you? Like, just that internalized xenophobia. I was gonna say homophobia. Woo, okay. The internalized xenophobia is just really crazy. Like, what is on your biscuit, sir? Did you not expect you? And it's not like he didn't know this program was happening. He definitely is Marnie's brother. He's been with her through the entire journey of her being a witch. And it's just really weird that he just was so shocked that she could be a goddamn troll. When, like, there were werewolves, there was a mummy, I'm pretty sure there was an ogre, there were other witches involved. Like, what the fuck? Like, why did they even give him lines? Like, that's a big crux, and he's been a big crux for the entire series. It's like, why did they give that nigga lines? I'm waiting. So there's that. That's all I really want to discuss with that one. Then we have Judith Hoag, who plays Gwen Piper, Marnie's mother, the mother of Sophie and Dylan as well. So I think Dylan inherited his internalized xenophobia from his mother, because she is definitely on some shit where it's like, I mean, at this point in the movie, she's accepted her witchness as well, because she's a full-blown witch, girl. She's been out here casting spells since she knew what the fuck to do. So I guess she's just like trying to tap back into herself. So she's trying to fight her internalized xenophobia and just be a good mother at this point and support her kids. You know what I'm saying? Bitch, she's a mother. Cardi B voice. And so I guess she's just trying to, like, you know, just go along with her children now, because she knows she can't stop them, bitch. She knows that they done opened the portal. She knows that they done did all this. So it's kind of at this point like, you know, let's just get the girls together, you know? So she's kind of helping Marnie with these students and helping her grandmother, helping her mother with everything and Marnie's training and all that. So, because at this point, Marnie is still training to be a witch. So it's like, why are they giving Marnie all this responsibility? I mean, I understand she's like main character pussy, but like at the same time, why are they giving Marnie, a trainee witch, all this responsibility and not the grandmother, who clearly is condoning all of her actions? Or the mom, who is clearly condoning all of her actions? Why are you putting all this blame on this one high school girl? Nutty. But anyways, I guess that's just how the movie had to roll out. But like I said, she doesn't give nor take away from the movie. I wouldn't say she's giving us like anything that we can really eat off of, but she isn't starving us. You know, she's not giving us full satisfaction, but she's not giving us starvation, you know? But yeah, no, nothing, like again, like I said with Joey Zimmerman, nothing against the girl. Beautiful gowns, great gowns. I think she is a great person, you know what I'm saying, outside of all this. You know, I have no idea, I don't know the girl, I don't know her. But I do believe that Gwen Piper, you know, this doesn't really give us much. Now, let's talk about my fave, Debbie the Reynolds, period. Debbie V. Who else? So here's the thing, right? This is one of the major injustices with this movie. Now we're going to get into the writing portion of this, right? And direction. They play kind of hand in hand on this one. In the first two movies, Debbie Reynolds, who plays Aggie Cromwell, in the movies, they're Marnie, Sophie, and Dylan's grandmother, who has been with her witch shit since, you know, since she was in the Pampers mama. She knew what was up. She never denounced her witchness. You know, she has no xenophobia. She loves her people, period. She's about her people, first and foremost. And so she has been there to guide Marnie as sort of a wise sage, someone who, of course, has a lot of experience and understands that Marnie is new to this and is being patient with her, you know, allowing her to explore things on her own and come into her own witchness. In this third movie, they treated her like a clown. I'm gonna say it. They treated her real dusty. Like, they really gave her not any good material to work with. They kind of turned her here's my theory. I think they found out that Dylan is not funny. I think after the second movie, they're like, oh, Dylan is not our comedic relief anymore. Let's just put him in situations where the situation is funny and not him. And let's try and make Debbie Reynolds the one who we laugh at. Doesn't work when you have such a seasoned and well-trained actress who's already been seen as a source of intelligence and matriarchal power to be seen as a joke, to be played as a joke, to be given lines that are shitty, to make her fawn over this man who literally had, it's like, bitch, he literally gave us nothing. Like, he literally gave us nothing, and it's so unfortunate that he was black. And like I said, they barely have any black characters in this movie. I don't know if I said this. This is my second time recording this, so I don't know what I said and what I didn't, but I'm gonna reiterate this again. Up until this point, there were only 2 black characters. This movie, guess how many more they added? Drumroll, please. One new bitch, and his name is Clifton Davis. In the movie, his character is Principal Flanagan. Coon. I'm not calling Clifton Davis a coon. I don't know that man. That man, I'll see him walking down the street. I'll know him. I'll be like, hey, you know, you were the coon from Halloweentown. Nothing against that man. But Principal Flanagan, immediate hands. When I see him, it's on site. Because here's the thing. There was no reward for him, right? In terms of him being the antagonist and him pretending to be a witch hunter, claiming, because here's the twist, right? There was no real witch hunters in this movie. There was no witch hunter antagonist. The main bitch of the Halloween council that I discussed earlier, his name was Dalloway, played by an actor named Michael Flynn, who, again, if he was walking down the street, I wouldn't know him, that man. Sorry to that man. Even though I did the research, I still wouldn't know who the fuck that is. Like, white men just look the same to me. He gassed the fuck out of Principal Flanagan and was like, oh, bitch, your bloodline runs thick with the power of the knights and witch hunters. And you gotta be the girl to stop what's going on, the chaos, the madness, the trickery. It's up to you. And of course, him being a coon was like, really, white man? For me? It's my responsibility? I'm the one to stop the madness? The evil? And it's just like, bitch, you couldn't tell that man was playing you? That man literally, okay, I guess he didn't know that man was a witch, but you had to know that that man was some sort of something. So it's like, you are getting advice from this magical weirdo saying that you are a knight of whoever's table, bitch. I don't know, knight of the KFC table, the night of the motherfucking table at the post office, the night of the niggas who can't play spades table. You're not anyone's actual knight, right? He never was really anyone's actual knight. He just had a ring. His only claim to knighthood was a dusty, ugly, bulky, doofy ass ring that just sat way too hard on his hand, way too hard. It was so appalling, right? And that was on purpose to like show his gaudy nature and whatever. I feel like that was on purpose. I feel like they did that purposefully. But they really, he just was not a good fit for the movie. Like, I just feel like it was so unfortunate they made that man black. Like, they should have had that man be white. And the reason why I say that is because they do not treat the black people well in this movie. Like I don't know if I just explained this, but my good sis Cindy from the second movie, who was the vampire, who hissed at Dylan and told him that he was a loser, was just the vampire. They even on IMDb describe her as a vampire girl. They don't even tell her that her name is Cindy. They don't even tell you know, like, what the fuck? Her name is Jessica Lucas, and if you want to get into her, she was actually in Gotham. She was like in 67 episodes on Gotham. I looked her up because I was like, my goodness was delivering. Whatever she was buying, I was selling. Excuse me, whatever she was selling, I was buying. Whoa, bitch, okay. Again, gotta stop smoking. But in those little scenes that we saw of her, I was enthralled, and I felt like she deserved more of a storyline. The second black character, I don't know his name, neither his real name nor his character name, but that man was the trash troll. All the trash went to him in the universe. The junk man. That was his role, to be the junk man. As the only other black character that shows up in this series, the trash man. Put that into your cerebellum and process, okay? Now we have Clifton Davis. It's like they have yet to have a decent black character. So it's really unfortunate that they made him the antagonist, and not even a good one, not even one that was really justified in his actions in this way, because at the end of the movie, he like kind of comes to grips and is like, oh, I did wrong. But it's like, you couldn't see that? Like, you were supposed to be like the principal of this school. You're supposed to be someone that has some sort of knowledge. And like in a Disney movie, You would expect like that they, because you know, those bitches are anti-black. You know what I'm saying? Disney girls are anti-black, so like you would expect like that they give the authority figures even a little ounce of like self-awareness, but like he had none. He literally had none. There were times when like the bag, like the grandmother's bag was literally like just growing legs and eating birds and shit, and he was just like, huh? What? What's going on? And like the whole time, like he's like playing it off like he doesn't know. Like he's supposed to know what's going on, but like he never delivered or followed through with anything. He did nothing useful, you know? Like even the attacks that were seen, like even the one at the mall when like everyone got transformed to shit, like those were like meant to be him, but I don't believe that was him. I believe that it was Ethan in the movie, who was Dalloway's son, who was doing most of the heavy lifting. So it's like, what was that man's purpose? He didn't do anything. He didn't really put fear to anybody like that, because they still went and did all the Halloween shit. So it's like, if his intention was to like garner fear, he wouldn't have gotten close to Debbie Reynolds. He wouldn't have been so bumblefoot. Like that was a bumblefoot ass dude. Like there was no way that made sense for him to be an antagonist. And I thoroughly reject the fact that he was supposed to be a witch hunter. Like I just don't agree with that. Like I didn't agree with that with the story. Like that, like I said, the direction, the writing did not come through for him. And I don't believe that he's a bad actor, because I feel like he didn't give me like irreprehensibly goofy. He gave me just slightly ditzy, like just too ditzy to actually be in charge of anything. So, you know, take that as you will. Here's another aspect about this movie that I just really did not enjoy. Now we're getting into the sound portion. The music sucked. There's one song I'm thinking of in particular where my good sis was giving it all she had. It's the scene where it's like right after like the kids like kind of get settled into the school, and like they're doing that little montage of like the cafeteria and shit. And it's like I think that song was like a Parent Trap cover, or like a song that was in the Parent Trap. I don't know which one, but she was giving all those vocals for nothing. She was giving us all those vocals in the middle of that for nothing. And it's just unfortunate that, because I feel like in the second and first movies, there was not a big focus on the music. It was more about the sound, like the ambiance of Halloweentown being this creepy, you know, mysterious place. Now that we're in the real world, they had to like make it more personable. And they did the same shit in the fourth movie, which I won't discuss ever again after this point, where they just made music that, like, they had that Jesse McCartney song, and like that song sucks. And it's just like they at this point they were just trying so hard. For the very least, I think whoever sang that Parent Trap cover was the same person who sang that very last song in the scene where like the Halloween party, Halloween festival is going on. The song, I'm gonna sing a little bit of it just to let y'all. Living in a strange world, getting kind of living in a strange. Like that song kind of hit. I'm not gonna lie, that song kind of hit. But at the same time, why in the shit would they wait? Why would that not be a song that they play, or like the sounds of it they play recurring throughout the movie? You know what I'm saying? Because like the whole time they're in a strange world, the whole time they're doing some strange shit. Why would you not put that little ambiance throughout the whole fucking movie? And I feel like with the fact that the sound department was smaller and they changed the bitches out, clearly they were like lacking in the direction of the sounds. Even like the sound effects made me fucking uncomfortable. Like the sound effect that they had when like the grandmother had released Cassie from that mirror. So like at one point, like Ethan, who's Calloway's father, is trapping bitches in like the witch's glass that they use to communicate. Just trapping bitches inside of it. And the sound that they had made when like people would get released from it was like so ugh. And like there was the scene where all of the monsters that came to life at the end of the movie, there were so many goofy, like I remember one sound in my head particularly. I don't know if it was like a skeleton or someone doing these sounds, but like they were like, Lilo, Lilo, Lilo. I'm like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, that shit is so annoying. And like, they had a bunch of shit like that happening, a bunch of different goofy ass sounds. And like, there's like the cackle that they were doing. Like, it was so fucking like just unsettling, quite frankly. The costumes. It went from Harper's Bazaar, editorial, Margiela, Terry Mugler, to Party City, Circuit City, Best Buy, GameStop, Walmart, HEB. It just the quality went down drastically. Like, that department, they really suffered. They really suffered. Like, they really suffered. Like, it just was so unfortunate to see how down bad they went. Like, even when they were like, okay, so the transfer students that Marnie had to watch over had to have human costumes because they could, of course not, they could not be mummies and werewolves walking down the halls of the high school, bitch. They get burned. They would get science tested, experimented on. You feel what I'm saying? The shit would not be cute for them. So they had to wear human masks, human disguises on some body snatchers energy. And when they would like anamorph out of them, I would not be impressed by what I was seeing. The worst costume that I had seen was the ogre one. That ogre costume, I apologize to that young man for having to go through that. That ogre costume looked like shit. It looked like they just threw a bunch of blue paint on him, put on some prosthetic ears, and was like, here you go, bitch. Here you go. He was giving, instead of blue ogre, he was giving blue sister from Proud Family. He was giving energy. It just was not good. It just wasn't good. All in all, I do believe that this movie had great promise. You know, we were getting to see more of high school Marnie. We were getting to kind of be enthralled in a world outside of just such a magic thing. We were getting into more concepts of, you know, social issue in terms of the struggles between Halloweentown and the Earth realm. I just feel like they went down so bad and were so unable to capture that energy because they just completely either lost the budget or, you know, and that was the main reason. And they just switched bitches out, and it was just like, girl, like, y'all had a formula. Stick with that shit. Like, what the fuck were y'all thinking? Like, that shit was so goofy to me. Like, I really, it's so unfortunate. With all that being said, I give this movie 2.5 North Bids out of 10. 2.5 Baked Gamas out of 10. Because at the end of the day, Debbie Reynolds was there. Off that, you get 2 stars. Immediately. Just her being present. And that 0.5, I mean, honestly, I'm being kind. Honestly, I'm being generous with that 0.5. I don't even feel that 0.5 spirit energy, to be honest with you. I don't. But, you know, we'll give the girls a 0.5. Yeah, why not? You know, they already are down bad. We don't want to kick a girl while she's already down. You feel me? So that's going to be it for this review. Let me know how y'all feel about this movie in the comment section, because there's a lot to discuss and unpack, and I feel like I did miss some things, different perspectives and such. I feel like I'm the first person to give a black perspective on this, a queer perspective, just in terms of the lack of black representation in these films was just abysmal. It was fucking abysmal. Like, there's nothing to it. It was terrible. It was terrible. It was terrible, Your Honor. It was terrible. And so, yeah. That's gonna be it. I'm not telling y'all to subscribe or anything or like this. I don't give a fuck. Do what y'all gotta do. Just let me know what y'all thought about the shit. That's really what's more important to me. If you wanna follow me on other social medias, all that shit will be in the description box below, along with my music, along with all the other shit. If you want to get a personal reading with me, because I still do tarot readings for people, I just don't do general readings anymore. And I'm actually gonna make a video about that pretty soon. I know I said in the previous video that I was gonna make that at some point, but I'm gonna make it within the week. If not next weekend, I'll have it up, because there are some things that I do want to discuss, especially in the spiritual community, as to why I kind of felt like I needed to step back in terms of making general readings, and just showing my tarot on the internet in a very public sense. So watch out for that coming soon. And that's gonna be it, y'all. And as always, be forever walking in that light, sweetheart. And I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Bye.